Hello you absolute legends, welcome back to the channel. It's John here. I'm with the Rover 75. I've just picked it up and as you know it needs a blooming good scrub. In this video I'm going to give it a good clean, give it a good wash, get the jet wash out and see what we uncover after we get sort of 2 or 3 months worth of dirt and grime off this car and see what sort of starting point we've got for then detailing properly using some of the detailing kit that I have in my arsenal. So in this video, jet wash, quick scrub, and see how it comes up. Oh, I might even hoover it as well. Right, let's take a look then at some of the grime on the car. You can see that the headlights need a blooming good clean. They are more yellow than they look in the image there. You can see where it's been pooling around the headlights. It's turned a little bit green. This grille needs a blooming good scrub. And just around all this bits of trim, it's dirty and there's algae growing in the car. Wheels obviously need a blooming good clean. They've got lots of brake dust and dirt and debris, and the wheel arches have got moss growing in them. Can't wait to get my jet wash around this torpedo badge and get all the dirt from around there and around these lights and the headlamps and all the chrome trim. You can see it really is quite dirty. Looking at this scuttle panel, you can see all the dirt in there. The roof isn't too bad, to be honest with you, but getting in all this chrome will certainly lift off a lot of all that dirt and debris. You can see it all in the mirrors as well. These B-pillars, they're painted. They need a good old T-cut and clean to bring them back to life. And around these rear door handles, you can see it needs a good old jet wash. Around this C-pillar as well, and that badge. The badge has got sort of like a coating on it. Hopefully that will come off and shine bright like a new penny. And around the roof lining here, it's a little bit mucky as well. Oh, I'm looking forward to getting my jet wash around this area, around this around this boot trim and this boot moulding. This badge as well, has it gone the same? Yeah, it's just gone all dirty, hasn't it? Looking forward to getting cleaned on there. Again, all up in there, all up in that chrome. And that 75 badge should show you just how filthy it is. Look at this, all that moulding there and all that algae. Lights aren't too bad, wheel wells aren't too bad, but yeah, it certainly needs a bit of a clean, and that should come up very nicely with very minimal effort. Let's get the kit out then. We'll do a pre-wash. We'll just get some cold water on it. We'll then get the jet wash out. We'll carefully blast it off, and then I will get the bucket and the sponge and then rinse it off, and we'll see just how well it comes up after a first wash. I also forgot to show you inside. I'm going to give it a blooming good hoover out. This velour is dirtier than I expected, and actually this headrest is all dirt with skin and I don't know what it is, so I'll try and get that off. You know where you get hair gel on stuff? I think that might be old lady products. I'm going to give the steering wheel a good clean and a general tidy up in the interior too. Now, my first port of call with cleaning this is just to give it a rinse off. It's nothing special. I've got a hose pipe connected to a pump, connected to a water butt. I'm just going to rinse it off first, then we're going to get the jet wash out, then we're going to give it a clean. Now, you also might notice I'm not wearing any shoes. Well, I am, I'm wearing flip-flops. There's a good reason for that. I've actually got quite a poorly foot at the moment. So ignore the flip-flops. So starting at the top, I'm literally just going to give it a rinse off with this rainwater. I don't like using tap water, and the reason I don't like using tap water is, well, white spot. I live in Lincolnshire. It's quite a hard area for water, and all this is going to do is just get any surface dust and debris off before I get my jet wash on it. And the car isn't that dirty with dust, it's mainly ingrained dirt that we talked about earlier. Just to help wash off any bits and pieces, I'm just going to give it a quick 2-minute rinse off. Now, I don't have a snow foam cleaner. I don't have a jet wash snow foam adapter. It is something that I'm looking to invest in. I won't lie, I don't really know too much about snow foaming. So if you're a snow foam expert, let me know in the comments below, what would you suggest? I also understand that some people will be shouting at their TV, their laptop, their computer, because I'm about to jet wash this. Now that is also normally a big no-no in my world. I'm not going to get the jet wash close. I've learned from that mistake. But I do have a Bosch. It's not very powerful. It's not a petrol engined jet wash. I've got a little Bosch, and hopefully it's going to just do the job at getting the green off from around the gills of this car. Right, I've rinsed that off. I'm comfortable with that. You always get yourself in a tangle, don't you? Now to get the jet wash. I've just realised that my power adapter is currently plugged into the garage and our timer. It wasn't working a moment ago. That's because it's Christmas time and I've got all the lights on a timer. So you missed me scratching my head for a good probably 2 or 3 minutes as to why this didn't work. This is my jet wash. It's only a tiny one, as you can see. It's a Bosch AQT 3311. It was given to me by my friend Duncan, so thanks Duncan for the jet wash. I'm going to start at the back. And always make sure that when you plug your jet wash in, it's switched off. Because you've got no water running through it at the moment. And you can burn the motor out. Ask me how I know. Because there's a reason Duncan's had to give me his. Because I broke mine. What I'm also looking for, just interestingly, is where I've put water around the seals of the windows, just to see if there's any condensation forming, just to show me if there's any leaks, if there's any water getting in. So far, so good. Jet wash works. Let's start at the back then. Let's move you. So I'm not going to go bonkers with my jet washing. I'm not going to get close, but I am going to enjoy this, I think. This is the best bit, right? I'm going to start by untangling this, because the last thing I want is this fighting me. And I'm also aware that there's some damage to the back bumper here, where it's been crazing and it's cracked the lacquer. I'm not going to get my jet wash anywhere near that in case it fires it off. So I'll start at the top. And just gently start blasting away that grime. I'm holding my jet wash here and here to give me control. So there's some really stubborn dirt right on the roof line there. I'm not going to get my jet wash close to that right now. I'm going to wait and see what hot water and a sponge does. Obviously, when you're washing glass, you can get as close to it as possible. You're not going to damage any paint. Just be mindful though of trims, especially trims that are 23 years old and made out of rubber. Now I'm going to tackle this trim here and the bonnet badge. Again, I'm not getting very close. Oh, see? That's why you don't get very close. I've blasted that off. So thankfully, the bonnet emblem isn't that damaged. It was held on by, well, nothing. So I'm going to clean it off, clean all this off, and I can rebond that back on. That does go to show, and you saw just how far away from that I was, how easy it is to damage something. I'm actually gutted about that. It's definitely been repaired before though. In fact, I don't think it was stuck down at all. That'll be a job for Dad and I. Balls. Now this is the bit I've been waiting for. Shiny. Now that chrome is looking lovely. Let's move round. And you can see just the amount of dirt that comes out of that moulding. Now I'm going to gently tackle this wheel, very gently. And I can see that hasn't got much off. I'm not going to blast it with my jet wash because I can see there's damage to the wheel. I'm going to get some proper wheel cleaner on that and a brush and let it do its thing. So now I'm moving onto the front, go around the windscreen, bonnet, this chrome moulding down the side here, lights, grille. Being really careful and methodical. There's parts of this that you're not seeing, and those parts are just me carefully cleaning. Wheel arches and such. So sadly my camera equipment stopped recording halfway through the process, but I've just given the car a jet wash off. It's now drying off, or it's just drip drying off there. As you can see already, the car looks much better even after a quick jet wash. Things that didn't go so well, well, the fact that boot badge came flying off. The inspector is here. What do you reckon to that then? What do you reckon, the jet wash inspector? So far looking good. All these crevices now nice and clean. Even inside the fuel filler cap is nice and clean. I'm going to obviously give it a scrub, but the majority of the debris has gone all around here. Looking good. And just under the bonnet, now you might think, oh John, you've got the bonnet all wet. Yeah, I have, but I've cleaned all these drains out and all this area here and around there. Yeah, so that's looking good so far. The next port of call is to get the jet wash away, get the bucket and the sponge out and give it a good old clean with hand cleaning, I suppose. What do you think, Mrs. Cleaning Inspector? What do you think? Boop. Right, well, I'm going to pack all this away, let that dry off. I'm going to get my bucket out, fill it full of hot water, hot water, and give the car a good old going over with shampoo. You'll get any muck, tar spots, anything like that off that we haven't been able to get off just by jet washing it. You're never going to clean a car entirely without putting hands on the paintwork. It's just never going to happen. Apart from that badge popping off, which I think was already weak, no other major issues that I've discovered. The sills look wonderful, and actually the badges have come up really nice. That's going to be a job to do later on, is get some plastic cleaner on the surface of the badges. So far so good. Well, there it is then. I've given the car a good old scrub, and you can see how well she's come up. There's still certain areas of tar spots that I've got to address, but for a initial going over, an initial clean, it's come up really well. Sadly, I haven't had a chance or time to hoover it out in this video and tackle the interior, but I think that's going to be another video in itself. I also haven't had a good go at the wheels, the reason being as well the weather is changing, and I want to do that properly with some proper equipment. But for now, as you can see, just giving it a quick hand wash has really brought that car looking nice. Thanks for following my progress on the Rover 75. I hope you enjoyed that first pressure wash cleaning experience. I certainly enjoyed getting in all the nooks and crannies, all in here. Oh yes, getting all that stuff out of there. And there'll be plenty more to come when we detail the car. I'm going to use some Nielsen chemical stuff on the wheels as well and get the interior nice and clean. Well, that's it then. I hope you genuinely enjoyed me giving the Rover a quick bucket and sponge off. and a quick clean off. It's not perfect, there's still spots that I've missed. This video was literally to give it a good clean off and see what the paintwork was like underneath, and see what issues we were going to face. Issues I have faced is that boot badge. I'm devastated about that. More videos coming to the channel. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already done so. Till next time, take care. I suppose next time we'll probably get the head gasket fixed. See you later. Goodbye.